Alrighty, hello, and welcome back to the Creator Circle. This is a very long overdue episode 1 of season 2, but we are back and we are here with our longtime recurring guest, Christian. He's actually been upgraded since the last time we talked. He's no longer my boyfriend, he's actually my fiance. But without further ado, let's get into it. So, this is probably really late. Actually, it is really late. I don't have to tell you that. Because we're in March. However, we are going to do a 2023 movie review, quiz, catch up, share all of the above.
I'm going to try to remember these movies. We've seen a lot of movies.
Yeah. So we actually met at a movie theater. We enjoy watching movies together. We've seen a ton together in the span of our relationship. And so in 2023, something different that I decided to do was every time that we went to a movie, I would write it down in my notes app and I would mark what our rating of it was, 1 out of 10, 10 being the best. And we typically always ask each other what we rate a movie when we finish it, but I had never recorded it before. And I was not perfect about it in 2023 either. I lost momentum towards the end of the year, so I don't know that I got all of them on the list, but I definitely have a pretty good list of what we saw. And we are by no means movie critics. We are not, we like what we like, you know?
Yeah.
And a lot of people would probably disagree with our ratings. We give a lot of movies 10s. And it's mostly based on like how it makes us feel. Did we enjoy the time? Did it, was it good, entertaining? Not like quality or acting or some of those things. I mean, sometimes we do degrade points for poor quality, but there are definitely some movies on here that a lot of people would not rank 10. So,
agreed.
Yeah. So I'll just start off by reading this list of all the movies that I've recorded in 2023, and then we'll get into the questions.
Okay, I'm going to try to count how many of these I can remember.
Okay. So Super Mario Bros., Fast X or 10, Guardians of the Galaxy, Creed 3, Ant-Man, Missing, The Man Named Otto, You People, Mother, The Boogeyman, The Flash, Transformers, Knock at the Cabin, The Clove-Hitch Killer, Flight, The Taking of Deborah Logan, Across the Spider-Verse, The Sound of Freedom, Max, Mission Impossible, Zookeeper, Oppenheimer, Barbie, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, A Haunted Mansion, Renfield, Dungeons and Dragons, The Marvels, Blue Beetle, Willy Wonka, Leave the World Behind, and Migration. Some of these were...
We're watching more than that.
Probably. A lot of these, well, one thing that I should add, these are all films that either came out in 2023 or we watched for the first time together in 2023. So some of them are a couple years old, but we had just never seen before. And a majority of them we saw in theaters, but some of them were straight to streaming or we saw them, after the fact at home. So yeah. Did you recognize any of those?
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like, what percent do you feel like you recognize, you could remember, you could answer questions about?
You went through pretty fast, but the majority of the first part of the list, I think I remember pretty good.
Not the second half of the list.
You lost it. It went. It started going boom, boom, boom.
So,
I remember most of it. We should be okay. I've seen so many movies, and I'm bad with titles. It's like I have to be like something that reminds me of the movie, and then I remember.
Yeah. And so just looking at this list, I told you we give a lot of 10s. So I'm going to count.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
10s on our list.
How many?
32.
Wow. Okay.
So more than half, 19 out of 32 10s. And we also have in the 8 and 9 range, we have 7, 8s, or 9s. So very close to 10.
We're pretty.
We are very lenient in our rating. We have nothing less than 7. So either 2023 was a really good year or we are really bad at rating movies. I do have...
And we're making a video about rating.
Yeah, I do have 1, 2, 3, 4 on the list that I don't have ratings for that I know that we watched, but I guess I forgot to ask in the moment what our ratings were. Let's see if you can remember the plot and possibly how it made you feel.
Let's rate it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. We'll start from the bottom moving forward. So end of the year, moving to the front of the year. I already know that you don't remember this one.
Start from the top.
No, we're going to start how I said. So I already know that you don't remember this one, but I do. Dungeons and Dragons.
I don't remember anything about that.
Okay, I'm going to show you a movie poster of it and see.
No, I remember like the characters. I don't remember.
It was good.
I don't remember it. Must not have been that good.
No, it was. Remember they were trying to stop the guy. I don't remember all the details, but the guy from playing the game in his town, and he was like evil.
Oh, okay. I kind of remember this. I remember I liked it. I
remember you liked
I'm
it?
pretty sure I liked it.
So based on that understanding of it, what would you end up rating?
I think it was about the game, and I played the game.
Yeah.
I think I do remember. Now that we talk more about it, I think I enjoyed it. I remember bits and pieces of it though. I can't really like put together the entire plot. But I think I gave it like a solid 8.
8?
Yeah.
I would say 8 or 9.
I like those kind of movies, so I'm sure I'll enjoy it no matter what.
Yeah. So another 8 or 9 for the books. And then The Taking of Deborah Logan. And so we didn't watch this of our own accord.
My little cousin.
It was a recommendation. We watched it over the course of like 2 days. It was definitely something, to say the least. What would you rate it?
Well, I think it was a good little couple days that we went. Like the days that we watched it felt really nice. We were with Joey, and I think he enjoyed it. And it was funny hearing him narrate some of the parts.
It was actually pretty freaky. Like
yeah, so it was kind of funny hearing like in bits and pieces what he would say and what Lucy would say. It was funny. It was entertaining. So the movie created conversation. So I remember being happy when I watched it, even though it was really freaky. It kind of scared me a little bit. Most scary movies don't scare me.
Mm-hmm.
The show was really creepy. So
I think it was like because it felt very real. It wasn't scary like vampire, werewolf, like fake.
Yeah,
she was a real person.
I think I gave that like an 8 out of 10 also.
An 8?
Yeah.
I think probably like a 7 or a 6.
Yeah, you're right.
Maybe.
I mean, for me, it's like if we're talking experience. I mean, but we were watching it here together, all laying down.
Yeah.
Taking it out in the living room. If it had been probably in the movie theater, probably I'd give it like a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it depends on where you watch the movie. But
yeah.
7 out of 10.
7, 6, something in there. The Clove Hitch Killer. And so I think I remember what this one was. Do you remember what it is?
No.
This
is
one...
so bad.
No, it's not. Yeah. So this is the one that we watched here. And that dad that was committing the crimes in the neighborhood, and the son ended up finding out. You don't remember? You recognize his face?
Oh, in the van? He was putting kids in the van.
Yeah, and he had like stolen all these women's IDs and hid them under his house.
Oh yeah, I remember this. Yeah, that was crazy.
I think it's based on a true story potentially, or like loosely based on a true story.
Pretty sure. I think it was like a combination of 2 stories.
Yeah.
I think they mixed in 2 different stories to make the movie sound better or something like that. That was a solid movie.
It was really good.
Yeah, that was like a 9. That was really entertaining.
That was a 9, definitely.
It's pretty crazy.
And I think that if we had ranked it in the moment, we probably would have given it a 10.
Yeah, no.
But just on my recollection of it, it was really good.
It's a pretty good movie. It's like those criminal movies. It's a little creepy, more like shoot, that really happened kind of thing.
Right. Yeah. So this next one is Knock at the Cabin, and you were correct. It is this one with Dave Bautista.
Yeah, it has what's his name? What is his name in Guardians of the Galaxy?
No, Dave Bautista. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know, but what's his name in Guardians of the Galaxy?
Drax.
It's Drax.
Yeah. And so, Ron Weasley.
That movie was awesome.
Yeah.
I think it was like...
It was really trippy.
Yeah, it was really trippy. It was one of those movies where like... I don't know, if you have to go with a specific crowd kind of thing. Go with somebody that you're going to like... Because it is a little confusing. I think I asked a lot of questions in that movie. It's a little bit trippy. And... But it was good. It was like a lot of adrenaline. It's one of those movies that like... I wanted to use the restroom, didn't want to miss part though. And then it's like I just wanted to stop watching it because so much was going on, and it's like when I get to parts of movies where it's like a lot and it's like I get anxious, I put pause and I gotta go do something and take a breather. It was one of those movies.
Yeah.
So, but it was good. Had a good story to it.
Yeah.
I think I gave that one like an 8. Also, did you put what I rated that?
No, that's why we're going through these. These are the ones that we didn't.
From what I remember, probably like an 8 or a 9.
Yeah.
It was pretty solid. It had some good actors and that helped.
Yeah. And I feel like that was one that really messed with your head because as the viewer, and we also, I want to preface this, we go into a lot of movies with absolutely no idea what they're about. I mean, if they're a sequel or like a continuation in a series, then we understand what's previously happened, but we don't often read into it. We're just going in blind to see, what we feel about it. And so this one, we definitely went in blind. We just heard good things, had no idea what the story was
Good
about.
actors like that.
Yeah. But it played with your head because as the viewer, you felt like you understood reality in one sense, and you were trying to tell that reality to the protagonists, and the antagonists sort of it turned out that their reality was correct.
Without spoilers, right? It's like about an apocalypse, essentially, right? So it's like if I can remember right, and they're like, you think the bad guys are the bad guys, and then it makes you think that the bad guys are actually the good guys, and they're there for a reason, But then it's like they're trying to make a sacrifice essentially. So you don't know if the sacrifice is worth it because you don't even know. I don't even think the movie ended. I think that's the one part I didn't like about it. Is that it ended with like not even knowing if what they did was worth it. If that makes sense. But I think that's the only thing I didn't like about the movie. They didn't have okay, so this happened because of this. It just happened.
Yeah, and a lot of times, movies will leave you off at that point, that cliffhanger, leave you asking questions, leave you continuing the conversation after the fact. And a lot of people really enjoy that and they think that it adds to the movie. And sometimes that's one of the things that we don't like about it. We really like our answers like solidified at the end of a film.
Leave the World Behind. Is that one on this list?
Yeah, it's down here. We gave that.
We'll talk about that later. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's the worst ending ever.
So before we get into the questions, there were 2 films on this list that I actually saw without you. One was Renfield, which I thought was actually so entertaining.
Pause. When did you watch these movies without me?
Renfield, I watched it in the living room and you were KO. And then I was like, you really should be watching this. It's super funny. And you
that Christmas movie.
That's another one that I watched. I don't remember the name of that. I think it was called like Deck the Halls or something like that. It had Ludacris in it. That was also really funny. It kept me up and I was laughing. So that was great. Renfield, very entertaining. I really enjoyed it. And I think he really would have enjoyed it if he wasn't asleep. So I think it's on Amazon Prime, so you should check that one out. And the other one that I saw without you was Migration, the animated. I think it's like Pixar or something like that.
That's one you went to watch it now.
Yes, I saw that one with my mom, and that one was really cute as well. I really enjoyed it. So should definitely check that one out as well. So,
the way you rated this.
Yeah, both of 10. Yeah, no surprise there, considering that like half of the greater than 50% of the list was a 10.
Yeah.
So I kind of really struggle with this question, but I'm going to ask it to you. And I say that because I like each of these for different reasons, and I would recommend them for different reasons. But if you look at this list, and let's say into the world apocalypse situation, you could only watch one for the rest of your life, which one would you pick?
Yeah, okay. Which one do you think I would pick?
That's tough. Because if
I will give you a clue. The top 4 movies the top 5 movies on there are definitely my favorites in the entire list.
Yeah. So I was going to say probably Ant-Man.
It was my favorite. This Ant-Man made me like Ant-Man. Like I wasn't a big fan of the other Ant-Man movies. I liked it, but never.
And to clarify, that is
my biggest
Ant-Man in the quantum realm or something like that.
My biggest critic comes out when it comes to Marvel movies.
Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. That is the official title.
Nothing against Ant-Man. I just never really liked his previous storylines or his other movies just didn't think they were up to par. But this one made me really, which I know a lot of people disagree with. A lot of people love Ant-Man. They love the other ones of his movies. Not dissing him, they're all great. Just wasn't my thing. But this one I really enjoyed. Like 10 out of 10. Bomb. Like one of my favorite Marvel movies. Honestly, it was great. But Fast X, it's gotta be.
Yeah, see, so that's why I said I was gonna guess that because it's one of your favorite
It's obvious. Like yeah.
franchises in history, but I felt like that was maybe like too on path. Like maybe you were gonna pick something
I
else.
gotcha. Yeah, but if you told me I can only watch one more movie, all this,
Yeah,
it'd be fast.
yeah. I'm thinking on my list, I would probably go with Ant-Man only because I feel like I could watch it again and again and again and again and
Yeah.
notice something different every time and have new questions every time and walk away still confused every time and like questioning my past understanding of the franchise up until that point, what's going to happen in the future, all of those things. So I feel like it would be very engaging for the rest of my life if that were the case.
I can see that. Ant-Man was a good movie.
Yeah.
I feel like it.
So then my next question is, we have 19 tens on the list. That's a lot. If you had to rank the top 5 out of all of those 19, they were all ranked on an even playing field of 10, what would be your top 5 movies of 2023?
Wow, we rated it a lot, 10.
Yeah.
Geez, this is actually kind of hard. These are actually all really good movies. Um,
So 2023 was just a good year for
I
movies.
think so. I'm gonna say Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy number 3.
No, yeah, number 3. But for my number 1 out of the 5.
Right, okay.
Super Mario.
Super Mario Bros. Number 2
That
spot.
was a good movie. That was a really good movie. Um, Fast X, probably 3.
Mm-hmm.
Across the Spider-Verse before.
4.
It's a dope movie. Geez. I'm really stuck. Like so I'm stuck between like Creed 3, it's a fire movie, Ant-Man. A Man Named Otto was great, but no, there's a lot of other ones that are up there. So I'd say Creed 3, either that one or Ant-Man.
Well, you
I
got
know,
one slot.
I'm giving my Sound of Freedom was a great movie too.
Yeah.
But again, there's other ones on here. Mission Impossible, we did not rate 10. I wonder why. Gave it a 9. I remember really liking it. Oppenheimer was a great movie. I love RDJ. So that's another one. And Willy Wonka was really good too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer. So out of your top 5 movies of 2023, there are
I might
2 Marvels.
I might switch Fast X. I might have to take Fast X out of there and put in Ant-Man. I don't know how I feel about that.
Wait. So let's go back through it. We had Fast. No. We had Guardians,
Guardians
Super Mario, Fast. What was number 4?
Number 4 was
Across the
Spider-Man. Yeah,
Spider-Verse.
Across Spider-Verse.
And then Oppenheimer. So 2 out of 5 Marvel movies. That's no surprise here in this house. Actually, I think that had all of the Marvel movies showed out this year and had all of the Marvel movies shown out in 2023 and had some of these other movies kind of fallen flat. I think that a large majority of them would have those 5.
Like Man Named Otto was great. Mission Impossible was great.
That's actually the first one. We didn't see the new one that came out. I have never seen the Mission Impossible franchise, so we watched the first one together in an attempt to catch up all of them before we saw the new one in theaters. We have not seen the new one.
That's what we gave it.
Yeah. We did not get caught up. We did not even get to number 2, so we need to do that. But that is the original Mission Impossible. Yeah. So if I had to give my top 5, and I don't want to copy yours per se, And I kind of want to pick from a range of different types of films. So, which is going to be really hard. I definitely, and I'm not putting these in any order yet, definitely want to have Blue Beetle on the list. That movie
You
was
like that.
so good.
Yeah,
You
you
didn't
like-
like it?
No, I did like it. It was Blue Beetle was great. It was solid. It was a good movie.
I felt it, and I feel like it spoke
Dang,
to
I had actually forgot about that. That would actually probably be that was
one of your top 5.
Yeah, that was a great.
I think
movie.
it outside of like the superhero realm, it spoke to other things.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really important. So I would definitely want to have that on the list. I definitely want to have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the list. That's the one with done by what's his name? Seth Rogen.
That was dope. Yeah. That was awesome. I think 2023 was a good year.
It was a really good year. Those two definitely need to be on the list. And then Creed 3. I loved Creed 3. I loved how it was shot, how it was directed. I loved a lot of just the direction and sort of the artistry in it. My only point to it was that Rocky was not in it, and there was like no mention of him. And I understand that he wasn't part of it, but if there was some sort of mention of why he wasn't part of it, I think that really would have tied a bow on it all. But otherwise, I really loved it. That was stellar. And then I guess I'm gonna go Willy Wonka and Guardians. Guardians really touched my heart. Guardians was tough to sit through, not because it was bad, but because of how much it really hit me. And I don't think that I could not watch that again and again and again, because it would break my heart every single time.
Yeah, I would like it.
Don't even get started. So those are my top 5. Those are his top 5. Those are our top 5 recommendations to you, top 10 total, for you to check out that we definitely think that you should give a watch.
Yeah, they're all great.
Yes. And as you can tell, we actually watch a lot of superhero movies. If you haven't caught on yet. So I'm going to ask you a really tough question. What was your favorite superhero film of 2023? And to go back through the list, we have Guardians 3, Ant-Man, The Flash, Across the Spider-Verse, The Marvels, and Blue Beetle. And those are a mix of DC and Marvel.
Guardians
Over Ant-Man over Across the Spider-Verse?
Yeah, Guardians.
Wow.
Solid.
Yeah. And that didn't seem to take you very long to decide. I was expecting you to have a little bit of deliberation.
Nah, it's getting.
Yeah.
They all were. I mean, Blue Beetle was awesome. I forgot about it until you mentioned it. Blue Beetle was freaking fire. It's awesome. And Ant-Man was the first time that I actually enjoyed an Ant-Man movie.
Yeah.
But this Guardians was just, it was there.
Yeah.
I think it was a good, and it was the last Guardians of the Galaxy. I feel like it was a good way that they wrapped it all up.
Yeah.
Like it was a nice ending to like their story.
Yeah.
So I think it was great.
I would have to pick, and not because, again, these are all equally rated on a scale of 1 to 10 out of 10 spots. So these were all outstanding for us. I would pick Blue Beetle solely for the purpose that it stands alone. You know, Guardians and Ant-Man and Across the Spider-Verse are all continuations in a series, which they're great for, but you would have to have prior knowledge and the rest of the series to build on.
Yeah.
And then The Flash, unfortunately, I love The Flash as a character. And I love I'm a big Batman Flash fan. If you were to ask me favorite superheroes, those would be my 2. And unfortunately, that movie, I did give it a 10 because I really enjoyed watching it, but there was definitely some areas where it could have been improved.
Yeah.
So that was unfortunate. But so I'm gonna go with Blue Beetle. And there's one that I do want to talk about, The Marvels. It's actually the last, other than Deborah Logan, which we're kind of on a 6 or 7 for.
Yeah.
The Marvels, surprisingly, is our lowest ranked film in 2023, sitting in a spot of 7. Again, not very low for most people, but
I kind of wish I thought we gave it like a 6.
okay, but let's talk about it. It's on the low end of our list. Why?
I think it had a great story to it. I think it had a lot of good potential.
Mm-hmm.
I think I love Captain Marvel. I think she's great. I think her character is awesome. and the plot that they used here was awesome too. Like all three of them, it was all great, but it was just so like not Marvel. Like it was a little
And I
cliche.
don't think that I think cliche is the right word.
It was,
I don't think that there's anything that can be not Marvel, especially when you're dealing with such a range of characters.
I don't know. I mean, when I say that, I mean like Marvel is so. I don't know.
I don't think it was up to caliber. I think cliche is the right word. I think that
Yeah.
it was really toned down and
Like I've never
almost
seen
like
like a musical. It was like a musical in the Marvel universe, and it's so weird.
yeah, I mean, there was a point to that. My thought is that it was like it felt very teenage.
Yeah, yeah. I felt like I was a little girl in a crowd. Oh my god, cats! And I'm just like,
Okay.
no, like that's not. I mean, don't get me wrong. Not that that's wrong, but like it's not what like it's not the crowd that I see going to watch these Marvel movies. You know, like these people have been watching these movies for years.
Yeah.
And it's not like you don't just get random people like, oh, let's go watch this Marvel movie. You know, if you haven't seen Marvel since you were like growing up, you're probably not going to care if these movies come out. So for the most part, this was like it was like intended for a crowd that I don't think would have enjoyed it now. If that makes sense. It was like intended for little kids.
I don't know about little kids, but it definitely felt very teenage.
Yeah,
So
teenage kids.
yeah. Um,
But it was good.
so one movie that's on this list that I don't remember anything about, it's called Max. Do you remember anything about that?
The dog.
Max, the dog. What does that mean?
One thing just looking at the map.
What happened in this movie? Oh, this.
That was a good movie.
Yeah. Okay, Max was cute.
Yeah,
There's
Max
a
was
Max 2.
Yeah, I told you about this.
I don't remember knowing that there was a Max 2.
Do you remember that movie?
I vaguely remember that movie.
Yeah, I kind of really remember too. I know that his brother died.
Yes, he was the dog. Max was his brother's dog.
Yeah.
Came to stay with him.
Yeah.
Yes, that was good. Great. So,
I don't know. Do you remember watching the movie Missing?
yes, missing was the daughter who does not know her or believed her dad was dead. And her mom met a new guy and was engaged or something like that and went on a trip.
Like, social media and
Yeah, she went on a trip with him. And turns out her biological father was not dead. He was alive and well and playing a massive scheme. He ended up kidnapping her and her mom or something like that.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, we watched that one on Netflix, I believe.
Yeah, I remember that actually. That was okay. I think I liked it for the most part. I think it was maybe based on a true story-ish kind of thing. I don't remember, but it was pretty good. What did we rate? 8.
Yeah.
Not shabby.
Yep. Let me say honorary mentions to our top rated films of the year, highly recommended. I would say if you had to do 2 honorable mentions, mine would definitely be Transformers. I really enjoyed Transformers, and
Dang, I actually cannot recall the plot of Transformers.
you can't remember there was the gorilla and the bird.
Gorilla.
Yes.
The bird.
Oh my gosh. This is why we can't do this 3 months into 2024. Look, Rise of the Beast. There's the gorilla and the and the bird. The bird and the cougar jaguar cheetah thing.
I vividly remember
and the rhino. Remember?
Yeah.
And they were like opening a portal to the other world or something, and they had to stop it.
Okay. Yeah, that was a good movie. I'm kind of remembering it a little bit.
So that's on my
honorable mentions
list.
On my honorable mention would definitely be Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle, because you hadn't mentioned it yet.
Yeah, Blue Beetle would definitely be on there. Ant-Man and probably Cabin in the Woods.
Cabin in the Woods, yeah. No, Knock at the Cabin.
Knock at the Cabin. Cabin in the Woods is that scary one. If you guys haven't seen it, that's old. You guys should see that too. That's a good movie.
Yeah. The
That's
Clove Hitch Killer was really good.
yeah.
These are all just like, it was a good
Except the
year.
Marvels. Like I said, the Marvels was eh.
Yeah.
Barbie was eh.
Barbie, my thing with Barbie, I have no problem with the message. I actually agree with the message.
Yeah, me
But
too.
I think that Barbie was not the right avenue. And maybe Barbie is the right avenue, but I think that it was portrayed incorrectly because I think a lot of people had expectations for what it was going to be, thinking that it was a live action of the prior Barbie films. And it was not that at all. And I know that a lot of people were upset because they took their young children to see the film, and it wasn't, again, very kid friendly. So I think that it was mismarketed, and I think that Barbie was maybe not the correct avenue at this time. But I have no problem with the message. I know some people had a problem with the message. I'm not on that train.
You had never seen Zookeeper.
Zookeeper. I had never seen Zookeeper. That one was really good. It kind of gives you that it makes me uncomfortable because you want him to do the thing and he's nervous and anxious and not doing the thing and he's kind of like messing up as he goes. But that was a sweet movie.
Yeah, I love watching like grown-ups. I mean, Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler. He's and it's funny because I get his name wrong, but he's my favorite actor, other than Robert Downey Jr. And I like movies like Grown Ups, which his name is not Paul Blart. That's Mall Cop. What's his name?
Kevin James.
Kevin James, right? He's in Grown Ups and he's in all those movies. And I love like he makes a lot of movies with Adam Sandler and like Chris Rock and stuff like that. And I love those movies because they're just like they put you in a fun like they're funny and they put you in a good mood. They're like the kind of movie that he does. And Zookeeper is just like that. And Mall Cop and like all those.
Yeah, but again, it's one of those films where he keeps messing up or like not doing it 100% and it makes you kind of anxious and uncomfortable and nervous and you're like, just do the thing. But it's very cute and heartfelt and it always ends up in a good place.
Yeah, it always has a good ending.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. There's another one I was gonna talk about. That was good. Haunted Mansion.
Haunted Mansion. I loved Haunted
good.
Mansion.
Yeah, that was good. I actually really enjoyed that. I thought that was a good movie. That was with Eddie Murphy, right?
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
No. Eddie Murphy was in the original Haunted Mansion.
Yeah. Didn't really watch the
no, I don't believe so. The new Haunted Mansion was Jared Leto, Lakeith, Owen Wilson.
Man, I could have swore Eddie Murphy was in it.
I don't believe so.
See the original?
This is the original.
That's the one he's in. Gotcha.
But the new one was really good.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. It was cute.
I liked it too. I thought it was really good. I thought it kept you entertained the entire time. It was good. Oh no, Eddie Murphy was in the one that we saw that
You People. Where his daughter was marrying a white.
No, we saw another one with him with Christmas one. They turned him into a little guy.
Oh my gosh. Candy Cane Lane.
Candy Cane Lane, that was a good movie.
And that wasn't on our list.
We saw that one last year too.
Yeah. Candy Cane Lane was great.
Yeah, that was really good.
I had a couple problems with it. Do you remember your rating?
I would have given it like a 9. I need to take a 9 out of 10.
9, yeah. I wouldn't give it a 10 spot. It was really enjoyable. I enjoy Christmas or holiday films. And that's probably why we watched it. But I had a couple of problems with it, which I understand they're for the point of like moving the story along. But like when Santa comes down and he's supposed to save the day or help, he like sort of helps, but I feel like Santa can just like snap his fingers and fix it.
I don't know. In most movies that involve Santa, I've never seen Santa just be able to like. It's not like Marvel where like they can just control things and they have powers. I've never actually seen a Christmas movie. I could be wrong, but I know that I can remember that Santa Claus is able to do it. There's always like a whole thing that the elves have to help and this and this and that and whatever that can happen. It's not like Santa has like some kind of magical he can just do it.
Santa is magical.
No, I know, but I've never seen that in a movie. Like I've never seen him use his powers. So
okay, agree to disagree.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with it. I thought it was a great movie.
But you rated it a 9.
I really rated it a 9 because just Christmas movies are not my thing.
Well,
A night
on
for
the
me, and a
topic
Christmas
of
movie.
Christmas movies, we lightly touched on this before, but another one that I watched by myself without you was Deck the Halls, and that one had Ludacris in it, and he's like, he's an adult now. He doesn't believe in Santa because of his childhood, and it's kind of like a coming back story, reinstating his belief, and yeah.
Christmas.
Okay, it was not called Deck the Halls. Dashing Through the Snow. It was one of those cliche Christmas
Movies.
sayings, phrases.
Yeah.
Dashing Through the Snow. It had Ludacris. It had a couple other big names, and it was cute.
Yeah, I remember you.
And it was like reinstating his belief.
I woke up and she was like, "You missed a good movie."
It was really good. It was really cute. It was really funny. Had a lot of comic relief. So next year around the holidays, or if you're an all year holiday kind of person, you should definitely check those out.
No, you should keep it for Christmas time. Christmas movies are always meant to be for Christmas time.
Whatever you decide. Alrighty. So in closing today, we watched a lot of movies in 2023.
Yes,
we found and discovered a number of them that were not even on our list when we initially started.
Yeah.
And 2023 was a banger year. It really stood out. I think a lot of films did really well. Again, we're not critics, but we really enjoyed a lot of them.
Yeah, I did.
And so if you did not catch them,
watch.
You should get caught up.
Yeah, check out some of the ones that we just said. They're all great.
Yeah, and I'm sure that all of them are on some sort of streaming service now, so you can definitely see them in the comfort of your own home.
Or pay like $2 on YouTube.
You can do that too.
Yeah.
So that is it for our first episode of season 2 of the Creator Circle. Thank you for joining us, and
follow and subscribe this girl. It's a great podcast.
And for returning for season 2, we'll be back in 2 weeks with another episode with another guest. And for now, we're signing off. Bye.
Peace.